Hey everyone, IrixGuy here. I've had several people ask what type of green screen setup I use and how I do these green screen effects. Now, as you can see now, I'm standing in front of a fake backdrop. It's a real backdrop, photo that I took, or in some cases video that I took, but I superimpose it utilizing the green screen. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk towards my camera and I'm going to now turn the green screen effect off and actually show you my green screen studio here. It's nothing great, I mean it's nothing fancy, but it works really well. So I've got the camera on the tripod where I was just standing over there. Off to the side over here you can see I've got an Umbriel lamp. This came with my ePhoto green screen kit, so check this video's description. I've included a review of this, I've included an order link rather of where I got this from Amazon.com. And then on the other side I've got another one of the ePhoto Umbriel lamps. So this whole thing that you're seeing back here, this frame right here, this all came in it all came in a bag, kind of like a tent bag. And it's just a metal, kind of like, I guess it's aluminum actually. Just kind of put the poles together. It's got nice stands where it stands on the floor. This is a small room that I'm in, and actually the distance that I am right now from the camera, and I'll measure it with my footsteps because my feet are about a foot long. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm about 7 feet away from the camera, which brings up the next point. What type of camera do I use for my videos? Well, I've used different ones. I used a DXG camera in the past, and if you watch some older videos, you'll hear that it's kind of like a buzzing and a like that sound over and over. That was my old DXG camera. What I'm filming with now, and what I have been filming with for the past few months, is this Panasonic HC, H is in hotel, C is in Charlie, dash, V is in Victor, 100, M is in Mary. So Panasonic HC-V100M camera. Couldn't be happier. It's not an expensive camera. I'm filming right now with a built-in microphone on the camera. I don't have external mics or anything. I am filming with the maximum video quality settings, and I'm filming with a built-in memory that comes with the camera. Of course, it's got an SD card slot for expansion. But I mean, it's just a really good kit. It's on top of an inexpensive, and I don't have a link to this anymore, inexpensive tripod. Brand name of that doesn't matter. Just go to Newegg or Amazon or wherever and just get you a cheap tripod and put it on that, because that's what's going to make it a very balanced out. And I keep my tripod, once I got it aligned for optimal alignment, I guess you would say, I keep it there at that location. It's just on top of a desk. So that way all I've got to do when I do my videos is screw my camera, my HC-V100M camera, on top of the tripod that's already aligned. And then as you can see here, I zoomed out on that, but what I'll do, I'll zoom in to the point to where I'm just barely below the top of the green screen. And that just makes it to where, you know, you've got my body here, and I've got some room above me so you can see the backdrop. These Umbriel lamps, that's one thing that you'll have to, if you decide to go with the green screen, that you'll have to play around with. I position mine in the optimal position. Also up above, I have a fluorescent lamp, you know, those big long bulbs. So if I wanted to make this better, because the skin texture sometimes gets messed up because of the lighting. If I wanted to make it even more professional, I would probably have some sort of lamp above to you know, brighten up my skin or whatever. But the one thing that you'll notice here, and this, by the way, this is just a piece of fabric that came with it. So if I started moving around a lot and I was filming and that fabric blew around, it may distort the visual quality a little bit, and I've done that before. Also, if you don't have your lighting perfect, you're going to see shadows. And as you can see here now, without me having an image superimposed in the background, And I'll pop an image up right now just so you can see. Boom, that's magic. So see, now you can see how good that image looks, even though I have a few wrinkles in the fabric. So let's take this image back off, and now you can see those wrinkles over my shoulder there. But even though those wrinkles are there, because there aren't shadows, it's still a good green screen effect. Now the optimal green screen would be one that's a flat surface. So maybe you've got a shop area with good lighting, and you could just go out and buy a few pieces of plywood and match the chroma key green color. Go to your local paint store, have them mix it up, and paint you a flat, piece of plywood for portability. Or if you've got a wall in a bonus room or whatever, you could paint your wall that chroma key green, and it would be dead on because you wouldn't have the fabric blowing around. You would do away with the wind problems and stuff like that. And when I mean wind, I just mean moving around when you're moving your arms, when your when your air conditioner comes on, whatever. And especially if you're going to do action. You notice I haven't done a lot of action stuff because I am very confined here with my space. So that's the equipment that I use. Now what I also use that's a very important piece of the puzzle, I do use an Apple Mac computer. And I know there's a lot of PC people out there that may preference Adobe Premiere and whatnot on the Windows box as opposed to a Mac. But I will tell you, I started out with a Mac for my green screening with iMovie. Excuse me, I've got a cold. But the iMovie I started out with, it did a decent job with green screening. But then when I broke down and purchased Final Cut Pro 10, it does it so much better. And I don't know why that's the case. Maybe it's because it's a pay to play product instead of the free one that's included. But Final Cut Pro 10, when I do my green screen in it, it makes it look dead on with minimal amount of tweaking. So basically all I do for most of these videos, I'll film them. Of course, before I start talking, I make sure that my lighting looks good, which unless the sun's out and it's going through my blinds, it's usually pretty good. But because I don't move these lamps around because I get them exactly where they need to be. And you'll see some of my older videos, I did have green screen effects that were kind of, you could see artifacts and stuff, and that's because the lighting wasn't perfect and I was getting shadows. But the Final Cut Pro 10 is the magic bullet, because basically all I do in it, once I've got my video, so I've got this part right here where I was talking, and then all I do after that is go to the effects within Final Cut Pro 10, go to keyers, and drag the keyer on top of the green part with me talking right here, and then I drag below that either a still photo or a video, and that's what superimposes in the background. So it's really, really simple. So again, check this video's description because I've included an Amazon link to where I ordered this ePhoto kit. There's a lot of kits out there. There's a lot of kits that cost more. And if like I said, if you're in a position where you can do it yourself, what I would personally do is either paint my walls with chroma key paint. You may have to do a few layers, or get some plywood and paint that so that it's portable. Because a solid backdrop, even though this is good, a solid backdrop is going to be even more professional. So if you did that, then all you'd have to do is buy your lighting, and you can buy these Umbriel Lamps, ePhoto or whatever other brand. I like these ePhoto lamps. I mean, they're simple. The bulbs that come with them, you can get them affordably from Amazon, and I'm sure other sites as well. And actually, I went ahead and bought a replacement bulb in case one of these shot. I've been using this for many months now, and neither of my bulbs are showing any sign of degraded performance, or and they haven't blown out. So just a lot of fun. It's been a self journey, I guess you would say. I've been trying to figure out all this video editing. So to actually be able to put all this together and have a more studio-esque appearance is really cool, because you learn what works in your home or your office, and you continue to tweak it to make it look even more professional. So I just wanted to share this with everyone. I think I've covered everything. I've covered the camera, my tripod, my Umbriel lamps, and the green screen, and all of that came as the kit. And the of course the software that I use, which is Final Cut Pro 10 on a Mac. And other than that, just a good camera. When I go, oh, that's one thing I want to point out. When I do go out in the field, of course, if I'm doing action, I'm using my GoPros. And if I'm doing still photos, if I'm out in the water, I use a Panasonic Lumix TS3, T as in Tom. And if I'm not in the water, I use a Nikon D3000, which is a somewhat entry-level DSLR camera, but it makes some incredible shots. So when you're watching my videos, all the backdrops, all of the, whether they be still photo or full motion video, that's footage that I've captured. So I mean, it's you know, it's a good thing whenever you're traveling, whenever you're out and about, take a camera with you, because what may seem pointless to film can become the backdrop for some of your future YouTube videos. So feel free to share this video with others. I welcome your comments, your feedback, your questions. That's why I'm here. I like posting these videos. I'm learning just like you may be learning as well. So I just wanted to share this knowledge learned with others. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to subscribe. It's youtube.com/IrixGuy. Y'all have a good day.